Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to be in your ear like that, baby. That was really unnecessary. Hi, and welcome to the Random Talks, where we speak of everything and nothing at the same damn time. It is my apologies for being gone so long, so I will take the L on that. My mic broke, and the girl ain't had that money, so the girl had to wait. And then I had a whole bunch of personal stuff going on, but we're not going to talk about that. I'll probably save that for Patreon because Patreon is coming soon. But I do want to speak about other people's problems because my problems have been in my head too motherfucking much. You know when you're just tired? You know when you're just tired? Like, that's just me. I'm just tired. I know I look like I'm dressed for a beach excursion or something like that. I'm not. Someone was like, oh, why do you get dressed up if, the podcast is at home? And I was like, are you mad? Are you going to go to work in your pajamas? No. If you have uniform, you're going to go in your uniform or you're going to come correct. I have to come correct at work. Now, the only thing with me, I don't have a uniform, but being a bad bitch. Okay? I have different aesthetics for different days. That's why I dress up. I'm not gonna come on this camera looking crazy. I love when y'all compliment me though. That's so sweet. But I'm like, girl, like, you should expect nothing less. I'm not saying every day is gonna be a look. Some days are gonna be in a hoodie, but the face card is still gonna swipe every fucking time. Let's just make sure we're both on the same page about that. Also let me know how y'all feel about this new mic. Is it given? Should I edit some more of the settings? I know it, girl. I was like, for all this money that I spent on this damn mic, bruh, this shit is ass. And then I started using it and it was ass. So maybe I just need to edit the settings. Let me know what you guys think about this mic. But let's get into the first story that says a close friend has anonymously posted gory sexual stories and Photoshop pictures of me. Ooh, we got some trigger warnings. Stalking, harassment, obsessive behavior, CSAM, and threats. Okay. I feel like I'm in a horror movie right now and I don't want to leave my house. I got a message on Twitter from a blank profile with no photos or posts. The message was a link to an erotica account with about 30 stories and a photo gallery. The message said, "You should feel lucky knowing I want you so much." Ooh, girl, just that line made me feel disgusted. I was about to say, like, cause now I'm gonna find you. And taking, like, how he just found you? Yeah, I'm gonna take you. Yeah, that sounds bad, but you're gonna be took, bitch. You're gonna be took. I glanced through the stories and the main character had my full name and were really fucked up. I don't want to go into detail, but tags were amputation, pet fetish, drowning in piss, dismemberment, and necrophilia. I'm not gonna say the real word because I might get canceled. Not canceled, demonetized, but necrophilia. I couldn't read the stories and I was already crying knowing someone wrote this. I couldn't hold back and looked at the photo gallery. And there were about a dozen Photoshop pics of me covered in blood, blue skin and lips, face cut onto a corpse. I kept telling myself it was a dumb fuck trying to freak me out, and I wish it had been, but the photos that were Photoshopped are all from my Facebook, and I only have 73 friends on it. Ooh, at least there's like some green grass that we can see, because 73 people. You only have 73 friends? 73? I'm finding you. You're going to be took. You're taken. I'm gonna grab you. I'm gonna teach you a lesson. This person will probably love that though. My photos are locked and you can only see them if we're friends, and my friends are either family or extremely close pals. I haven't posted these photos on any other social media profiles and some were just taken days ago. You see? My family or close friends. I'm really afraid to speak to anyone right now. I've ignored everyone today, as you should, bitch. You have an op among you. I'm so freaked out at the thought of someone I know, a close friend, thinking about that type of thing. I don't know how to find out who it is, and it's eating at me. Deep. Any ideas on how to find who's been posting these? Unfortunately, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I don't want to say assault, but when most cases or just crazy shit happens, it's usually like someone you know or your family or like your friends. That trips me out because it's like you put your trust in a person. Kind of hard. Even it could be your partner, it could be your brother, it could be your sister, it could be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be your best friend, it could be anybody that is around you can do that. And that's what builds paranoia. Because what do you mean it could be my cousin? What do you mean it could be my brother? What do you mean it could be my best friend? Bitch, we was just cuddled up on the couch and then what? Let's read some relevant comments. First one says, "Do not respond to this individual." OP, this is really important. This person wants you to react with fear and anger. It will only bring them sick enjoyment if you acknowledge them in any way and may lead to them harassing you further. Next person says, do you post often on that Facebook account this person is taking the pictures from? I would do an experiment where you post a picture, but change your settings so that it's only visible to a few people on your friends list. I would then repeat this process with different pictures, and then wait to see if a specific picture gets used in another story. With such few friends on your list, I'm thinking it should be pretty easy to narrow down who might be behind these horrific stories and images. I also want to stress that you definitely should report this to the police and don't wait until the situation escalates. You're dealing with an extremely fucked up person at the very least. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of what I was thinking. This person ate. Oh my God. Bitch, I should be on Reddit more. Well, I don't know. It's a dark and scary place at times. It's a very dark and scary place at times. So I don't know if I want to be on there like that. But like, how did they know? That's kind of crazy. Bitch, I was gonna say, do an experiment. Because, again, you have 73 people. That's very, still a lot of people, though. Still a lot of fucking options. Okay, so let's read the update. I've been putting off writing this update for a few days. The thought of it makes me nauseous, but I think you all deserve a follow-up after helping me through this. I'll start by saying the person has been caught is probably what they meant. I'll lead up the details. In the original post, I made a small update that was setting a trap on Facebook by posting multiple photos that were slightly different and only visible to certain groups. Unfortunately, this did not work because, Erotica removed this post and the account. I'm happy it's gone, but I didn't have another way to find out. I tried pushing it out of my mind and took a break from social media. Also, my cousin, Dan, police officer, male 27, moved in after this and really helped me feel safe. For about 3 weeks, I didn't go out aside from work and errands. Put off friends who at the time didn't know why, and I figured it was easier to shut out everyone until I was more comfortable. By this point, I just accepted that this was a fucked up prank or someone else using a friend's account and that I needed to move on. Out of the blue, I got a visit from a girl, Lori. I know her as the off-on girlfriend of David, male 34. Though this was my first time meeting or speaking to her, David was like a big brother to my cousin Dan. When Dan moved to LA, David let him stay with him until he got a job. He helped him get his first car. David introduced him to his ex-wife and later helped him through the divorce. I always saw him as a nice guy that helped Dan and I through rough times. Lori is crying and having a breakdown on my porch. I couldn't make out a word she was saying through the wheezing and sobbing. She calms down a bit and says she called the cops on David. Then she told me everything. She had been getting into fights with him after he kept talking about me, bringing me up at inappropriate times. She was convinced he was cheating on her and looked through his laptop hoping to find photos or messages. She found screenshots of erotica stories and Photoshop pictures and a collection of child pee videos. Wow. Oh no. Okay, it was already bad, but now we're just on a different level where I'm like, oh nah, like, this is the shit that tears me apart. Because imagine you're with someone, not me though, I got dumped. We ain't gonna talk about that. But you're with someone, that's fucked. But you're with someone and they're a completely different person. Or not even, they're the same person. They just have the most fucked up kink. Like this is, I believe that's like a kink, or like not even just a kink, like you're disgusting. It's a mental illness, like something's wrong. And that's the person you lie down with. Imagine you just come across, you think they cheating on you and then you find that Ras. Not because I gotta get somebody to beat your ass because I'm not fighting you, but you need your ass whooped. You need your ass whooped. My heart breaks just typing this. How can people be so fucking disgusting? He has a 4-year-old daughter. They found videos of her too. That's just devastating. That's devastating. And y'all have a child. What the fuck do you do? I'm not having someone beat you up. I need you disabled, bitch. You're gonna be disabled when you hit the jail cell. I hope a future like this never crosses my path. But listen, and this could be evidence because I'm just saying, what? My baby? My child, you're dead. I'm gonna make sure you wished you're dead. That's all I gotta say. I ain't gonna get into it, but that's what I'm about to say. I don't know anything about the arrest other than that he can't afford post bail and called Dan and our friends. begging for help after his family said they wanted nothing to do with him. No one will. I don't know how to end this. I guess I really hope this was just a fucked up joke on me, but it led to something so much more miserable. I guess it's kind of like a double-edged sword because it's like, unfortunately, trauma was put onto you, but it's like, if this didn't happen and the girlfriend didn't suspect, this child could have been facing abuse for how many more years? Like, how many more years would this man have been getting away with this bullshit? And thank goodness he was a fucking dumbass. Thank goodness he was a dumbass and literally ratted on himself to the point where his wife or ex-wife or, was suspicious of him for cheating. And then I'm not saying look through your partner's things and messages, but like sometimes when you suspect, bruh, like you just gotta do what you, hey, I'm never gonna hate on the bitch for doing what she gotta do. Do what you gotta do, ho. And that goes for men too. If you feel and I don't want to say if you feel, because like what if this wasn't the case and he was just, he was just a chill guy, right? And then you feel bad after you look through the phone. My husband got fired for harassing a coworker and won't talk to me about it. God, no, not to put me in a situation like this, because what do you mean? You got fired for what? And you pay bills, and I'm gonna be like, what the fuck did you get fired for? What did you do? And you don't want to tell me? It's up. My husband Charlie and I have been together for 10 years, married for 6. We've had our ups and downs, but are currently in and up. He has never done anything like this in the past, so it came out of left field for me, and I'm very much shocked and at a loss here. Charlie is a computer programmer and was a senior engineer at his former company, where he had been for 4 years. He'd never had any trouble with coworkers and were both friendly with a few of them. Mostly other men and their wives. On Friday of last week, he came home around 11 a.m. and told me he had been fired. He was really upset and agitated, and I didn't want to push him about it, but he told me that they'd said he was harassing a coworker and was fired. The information I've been able to get out of him. 1. The coworker is Beth, a junior engineer who he's never mentioned to me before. He said she's terrible at her job. 2. Beth slept with a senior engineer we are both friendly with, Darren. Darren wasn't involved in the harassment, wasn't fired, etc. 3. The company's lawyers were there, and among the things they told him that was Beth could have pressed charges but chose not to. Ooh, because now I'm really gonna be like, what the fuck did you do? What did you do? What do you mean Beth could have pressed charges on you? You don't want to tell me? What do you mean? I'm your wife. Like, it's not even, I was going to say, like, it's one thing to be a girlfriend. Girlfriend, you got, what? I'm gonna be like, baby, why you got fired? What? And we live together and you pay bills in the house. 4, something happened with her car, but he won't say what. His exact words were, there was something with her car. 5, he was escorted off the premises and is not allowed back in the building to get his belongings, and instead has to arrange with security to pick them up after his business hours. I'd be like, what did you, again, like, what do you mean? What did you do? As far as anything else goes, he won't give me any details. He isn't interested in seeing a lawyer because he says everything is legal. He has basically admitted to sending Beth some emails, but won't say what they said or anything like that. I don't know if Beth sleeping with Darren had to do with it, but the fact that he gave me that detail makes me think it does. I'm not sure how it relates. Darren is a very nice single man who is in his late 20s and approximately the same age as Beth. Charlie has been depressed and withdrawn all weekend. Won't talk to me about it and won't talk much in general. I work remotely, so I was home all day with him, and he played video games all day and then went to bed at 6 p.m. The fact that he won't tell me anything and isn't interested in seeing a lawyer makes me think that it is bad, and makes me worry that everything is true and not just a misunderstanding or a small thing blown out of proportion. He's never been flirtatious with other women or cruel to them, and he's never said anything bad about other women engineers he works with. I don't know what to do here. My instinct is to be supportive of my husband, but I don't know what kind of behavior I'd be supporting. I don't want to run to his coworkers we know and ask them, since they're more our friends than my friends. And while we spend time together at get-togethers or bars, I'm not close with them. In an immediate sense, I don't know what to do about helping someone who is so depressed and won't talk to me. Ooh. Update the next day. My thread was locked before I was able to respond to any of the comments, but I was able to read them this morning. I got up at 5:30 to go to the gym before work, and my husband was still awake playing video games. I presented him with a very good idea someone suggested of sending me an email with the details, but that it wasn't acceptable to shut me out of this situation since it affects me too. Period. That's what I said. I said, girl, it affects you too. Is it kind of leaning? Am I kind of leaning? Is the camera in frame? His response was basically, the paperwork is in my car. Go get it if you want to read it. Oh, I asked him to go get it so we could look at it together, and he said, you're gonna believe what you want anyway. All of this is unusual for our marriage because I'm a pretty patient person, I think. We went out to the car together, and he got in his car, handed me the papers, and left. For about 2 hours, I was panicked because I didn't know where he went, if he was okay, if he was thinking of hurting himself, but his mother texted me at 9 saying he was over there, asking me what happened, if everything is okay, etc. His parents live about 15 minutes away, and I guess he told her he was going to be staying there. So, the paperwork. According to the paperwork, he sent her multiple harassing emails from anonymous email accounts. The emails were printed out and attached. He apparently did this at work, and they have been monitoring his user account for 3 months. You were doing that shit for 3 months? He apparently did this at work, and they have been monitoring his user account for 3 months. 3 months? 3 months you've been harassing your coworker with an anonymous account? And you know this can't... Whatever. All right. And you're working on a company laptop most likely while you do this. Y'all be dumb. Y'all think y'all employers don't see what the fuck you doing on a company laptop? Type shit, okay? The emails aren't sexual or romantic in nature and are all anonymous and about how she sucks at her job. Wouldn't be there if she wasn't a woman. How she should quit before she gets fired, and how everyone in the office hates her. Oh my gosh. He made fake user accounts for his company's product that she works on and submitted bad reviews of her work. He also did this while logged in at work. You know, I think I'd be more mad at my husband being a fucking dumbass. I think I'd be more mad at that because I'm like, okay, harassment aside, which we can't put that aside, mind you. We can't put that aside. You're not even going to use your noggin? Like, don't piss me off. Because now, not only do I have a hater as a husband, but I have a dumbass hater as a husband. That would piss me off because I'd be like, you just good for nothing for real. Not, that sounds bad, but I'd just be like, you just pissed me off because you couldn't even harass, right? That sounds horrible. Oh my God. Nah, that's crazy. Bitch, I'd laugh at you. She probably knew it was you the first time. Somebody probably walked past your desk and saw you sending that shit. Like, come on, bro. Don't piss me off, bro. He sent an anonymous email to her boss saying that she was sleeping with a senior engineer on another project. Ooh, girl. So your husband just went to work and was just being messy. Right. He put a gun catalog on the windshield of her car. I don't know what this gesture means, but I obviously understand that it was meant to be threatening. Unfortunately, inside was a subscription card that the company auto-filled with his name and address. Your nigga's a dumb ass hater. Like, that's quite literally a dumb ass hater. She also says she has been harassed for the same length of time, about 3 months, on Twitter. He only logged into one Twitter account that harassed her at work, so they can only say one was him, all telling her to quit her job. So I don't know what to do. This is all terrifying for me, and I feel so bad for this woman. I have no idea what this is all about. He works with other women engineers, and he has worked with male engineers who don't pull their weight, and he's never done something like this. I would have bet $1 million that he'd never do anything like this. He's at his parents right now, and I don't know what the next move here could possibly be. This is so scary and out of left field for me. I don't know. I don't think you ever really know someone. And that's kind of weird or like even scary to say. But I don't think you ever really really know someone. Because again, like people change. We all change. We might change for the better. But some people change for the worst. What I'm appalled and shocked at is how fucking sloppy this nigga is. You doing all this shit on your company Wi-Fi. Like, you just gotta be just the dumbest. I would just be mad because I'd be like, okay, oh, sorry, y'all. I got some sunlight coming in here. I would be mad because I'd be like, okay, husband, you're genuinely just a fucking dumbass and a hater. I feel so bad for that woman because all she wanted to do was just go to work. And she had a hater harassing her, telling her to, like, imagine that. You just trying to go to work, make your money. You're probably not the best. Okay, that's cool. Okay, if the boss didn't fire her, why the fuck is that your business and your problem? I understand it's probably more work for you to do. You talk to your boss about that. Now, I wonder what OP is going to do because something like that, I would need a break. I'd be like, girl, I love you, but not that I need a break. Yeah, I would need a break. I was gonna say not, but I would need a break so this person can focus and maybe see a therapist and maybe even a psychiatrist, because there's a reason as to why they reacted that way. And even if, let's just say, it was like, oh, because he wanted her and she ain't want him, and then he was like, okay, bitch. Even then, I'd be like, that's fucking scary, girl. You need to get that shit checked out. And not even just for me in this relationship. You need to get that shit checked out for you. I was gonna say, after you were doing your job for hours, you weren't even doing your fucking job. You were harassing your coworker who was not doing their job allegedly. Like, you see how that sound? I'd just be mad. Actually, I think I need some time away. I'd be like, yeah, you gotta get up out my face, because one, you stupid. Like, I keep going back to him being just dumb as fuck. But I'm like, one, you're dumb. Okay? One, you're dumb. And then two, you're creepy. Next story says, am I the asshole for refusing to take care of my niece after she called me a slur? Fuck them kids. I'm gonna just say that in the beginning. I'm gonna just say that in the beginning. Fuck them kids, girl. But let's see. Hi everyone, I apologize for any errors in my English as it's not my first language. I and my wife have 2 kids. My wife works a full-time office job while I work from home with extremely flexible hours. Basically, as long as I meet my deadlines, no one really cares how many hours it took or what time of day I work outside of some Zoom meetings. My sister, let's call her Barb, and her husband, let's call him Nick, live nearby and work full-time jobs. They have a daughter, let's call her Tracy. Because of my comfortable work schedule, when our kids started going to daycare, we basically decided that I'll be dropping off and picking up my niece from daycare alongside with my own kids. I didn't really mind, and I thought it was great for my kids to spend time with their cousin. I get along with Tracy as well and always thought I was her cool uncle. She's a sweet kid and usually well behaved. So anyways, most days I bring her and my kids back to our house. I make them snacks or dinner, and in the afternoon/evening, my sister comes to pick them up. A few days ago, the kids were watching Bluey on the TV as I was preparing snacks with my 3-year-old. And I suddenly heard yelling. I rushed over to see what was up, and my son was yelling at her that my dad is not a girl, while my niece yells back, he is. He's a F word. That's like a girl. I'm kind of in shock at first, but I turned off the TV and sat her down and began explaining that this is a very bad word, and we shouldn't be calling people that, and that regardless, I'm not a girl. And because this is a bad word, she should apologize to me because we don't act mean to each other in this family. And if I hear this again, I'm going to talk to her parents and she's going to get in trouble. She said she won't get in trouble because that's what her dad called me and he's not in trouble. I was stunned. I told her that regardless of what her dad says, it's a very bad word and she's not to use it with me or in my presence, and that she should apologize regardless because it hurt my feelings, which she did because she's a really good kid. We talked some more and I prodded her about other things her parents said. Oh, and from what I gather, getting info out of a 5-year-old being obviously a difficult and unreliable process, Nick, my brother-in-law, told my sister in Tracy's presence that men shouldn't be sitting at home all day and doing childcare. That cooking is a woman's duty, as is cleaning, and really most of the things I do around the house. So living, coexisting with a partner and your kids. You shouldn't be doing that. You should not be properly coexisting with your kids. That's odd. That's weird to that man. He found that weird. He found that threatening. He found that odd, right? And that I'm a girl, I interpret this as not really a man, because I do housework and my wife makes more money than me. I explained to her the best I could that men and women could work from an office or from home, and that my wife or Barb working long hours from the office doesn't make them men, and vice versa. But I didn't dwell on it with her since it's not really her fault. I was about to say it's not her fault. Like, she learned that from her parents. Now, her parents would have got that. Her parents would have had that 1, 2, and 3, bitch. What the fuck? I didn't immediately bring it up with my sister because I figured it would be a difficult conversation and I didn't want to have it in front of the kids. You better than me. Well, I wouldn't have had it in front of the kids. But when to put the kids in the car and then you go to say bye, I'd be like, come here, Barb. Get your fucking ass over here. Especially as my sister, I'd be like, get your fucking ass over here. It's my sibling. I don't care. Get your fucking ass over here, bitch. I'd have been using words. Of course, the kids can't hear, but I would have tore her a new one. And I wanted to talk it out with my wife first as well. Good man. You see, I like a man that's like, he's like, wait, Should I address this? I'm gonna talk to my wife, see what she thinks. That's good. That's a good partner. We love that. I did talk to my wife that evening, and she seemed really upset as well. I told her that I think I should demand an apology from Nick and my sister, and she agreed. I agree as well. I called my sister and told her what happened, and she said that it's just a word and I'm blowing it out of proportion, and obviously Nick doesn't dislike me. I said I don't care whether he does or doesn't dislike me. He is talking shit about me behind my back to my niece and to her, and she is apparently very chill about this rather than standing up for me. She said that's how Nick was and I should stop being a drama queen. I told her to fuck off, and if that's what she felt, she could pick up her own child from daycare, and hung up. I know it was really short notice and rude, but I really felt like I was being disrespected by people I did so much for over the years and were my family. I don't know, something about her saying, oh, it's just a word and I'm blowing it out of proportion. First of all, it's a slur, right? It's not just a word. So let's start there. It's a slur. 2, you're teaching your child how to use a slur against their uncle. That's odd to me. And I bring this up to you and I tell you this is making me uncomfortable. And your excuse is, oh, well, that's how my husband is. I'm blowing it out of proportion. Okay, pick up your own fucking child. And it's like, if you love someone and you accidentally offend them or offend them in any way, take accountability and apologize. It don't make no sense. Like this little, what? I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. First of all, I wouldn't have even been in that situation, girl. Like, that's odd. First of all, you cussing in front of your kids and you cussing about somebody in front of your kids. And now your kid hear you and think it's fine and that it's normal and says it to my kid. I'd have a problem. Because now you're teaching my child a slur. Because you taught your child a slur. No. My wife said she understood and that I shouldn't back down until I at least get a proper apology. The next 2 days were a weekend and there was no daycare. I assumed there would be calls or texts from Barb, but there was nothing. The suspicious lack of any messages or calls made me think she didn't take my word seriously, and that this actually got me even more angry. The calls did come in when it was time to pick up Tracy for daycare, and I obviously didn't come. I dropped my own kids off and didn't even answer for a while. I know it was petty, but I was stewing for 2 days and figured letting Barb stew for a few hours seemed really appropriate and felt really good. Around noon when she called me again, I did pick up. I was going to smugly tell her that I was ready for my apology and we would put this behind us, but I didn't get to. Instead, she went off on me about how I was irresponsible and I flaked. And she was so late for work because of me, to which I said, I told you I wasn't going to pick her up. You had 2 days to make arrangements. And she kept yelling at me, so I hung up again. She kept calling and sending messages about picking Tracy up from daycare, to which I said I will not be, then stopped replying, period. When I came to pick my kids up, Tracy was expecting me to take her as well, and I didn't, which was very rough on me and her both. Aww, that, you know what, and that sucks, bro. Because it's not even Tracy's fault. Tracy looking like, okay, let's go. What you mean I gotta stay, bro? That probably hurt her feelings. And now she's gonna go back and be like, Mommy, Daddy, why didn't Uncle pick me up from school? Is it because I called him a F word that you taught me? She's suffering from the actions of the adults around her. That's despicable. That's sad. And there's some people like it's something small, but I don't think it's a matter of respect, especially if this person is going out of their way to help you and your child. The least you could do is just give them some respect, you know? Like, I know it wasn't her fault and she's 5 and she suddenly doesn't get to go over to our place and play and have snacks, but at the same time, I didn't want to just let things go. I felt like I deserved an apology and still do. So I explained that me and her mom were fighting, but I'll pick her up again when we work it out. She obviously didn't take it well because she's 5, but I apologized, took my kids, and left. Well, a bit later, I got a call from my mom. Barb roped her into picking up Tracy, but my mom is disabled. So she was having a really hard time with Tracy and asked me why I was being mean to Barb. I told her everything, expecting her to take my side. But instead, she also pulled a, you know how Nick is, to which I replied that the more I realize how Nick is, the less I like it. And if he thinks all this shit in general, and about me specifically, I sure as fuck ain't going to be doing free labor for him. She said I was blowing this all out of proportion, and I told her I wasn't the one doing it, because all I asked for was a fucking apology. And everyone else seemed to prefer all this shit to just giving it to me. To which she said I should be the bigger man and not let it get to me. To which I said I was done and to have fun with Tracy. Oh, you know what? As someone that's gotten told all my life to be the bigger person, I'm happy you standing on business. And it's unfortunate because like this 5-year-old girl didn't really do shit. But again, it's the matter of respect. Okay? This person is assisting you. And you can't even give them a little bit of fucking respect for their time, their effort, their love. You don't think it hurt him? And then Nick is a bitch because I can't be with a man that disrespected my brother, and I know this disrespected my brother. And I tell you, because I'm like, did you even tell Nick? Because does Nick even know? Probably, most likely Nick knows. I don't remember if I read that part, but like, you notice you didn't call me. I lost respect for you as a man. Period. No tampon. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Ew. That evening, I got a call from Nick himself. Ooh, I spoke too soon. You see, that's what you get. Which I was hesitant about, but chose to answer on the off chance that I was actually about to get that apology. Apparently, my behavior is causing Barb great distress and we're family, and how can I do this to my own sister? I told him that since we're family, how can he talk shit about me to his kid? Which I take care of daily. And he said he was only joking. And it was all in good fun. I told him it was neither good nor fun for me. And I want my apology. He blew up on me, telling me I was a F word and couldn't take a joke and called me a hysterical little girl. I told him to fuck off and that I was done with him and hung up. This led to a bunch of calls from Barb and my mom, which I didn't answer. Barb texted me that it wasn't fair for Tracy to pay the price for me being petty. And I told her that it wasn't fair for Tracy to pay the price of her parents being ungrateful pieces of shit. Period. To which she just texted at me a bunch of how she was going to lose her job and I was being cruel to her and to my mom. I told her I was done, and unless her next message was an apology, I will be blocking her number, and it wasn't. So I now blocked her. Period. Past few days, my mom's been picking up Tracy, and it's been really rough seeing her in daycare and explaining that grandma's gonna be picking her up, which she hates, and tells me that she isn't having fun with grandma and wants to come over to our place. And it's breaking my heart. But at the same time, I never got a single apology from anyone but the 5-year-old. Aww. And I feel like letting this go would just be telling my family that it's okay to ignore my boundaries. But at the same time, I do love my niece and I don't want to traumatize her or have her resent me. She is a good kid and none of it is her fault. So am I the asshole and what do I do? Again, it sucks. And it's gonna suck and it will continue to suck, but you gotta stand on that business, baby. You gotta stand on that business at least for like a month or two. You gotta stand on that business so then you come back and be like, hey, again, I didn't like how you blew up on me, Nick. Fuck you, bitch ass nigga. Fuck you talk about calling me an F word. Are you crazy? You lost your fucking mind? You like your knees, nigga? You wanna keep your knees before I take them off you? I'm petty, but that comes from me being told to be the bigger person, especially from my parents all my life, especially when I know I'm getting done dirty and I'm like, I bring this up and they're like, oh, well, Kyra, be the bigger person. Be the bigger person. I'm not. In fact, I'm going to be the biggest bitch in the room. I'm going to be the biggest bitch in the room just to piss y'all off. I don't give a fuck. You called me a slur in front of your child. Your child then used that same slur in front of my child. Crazy in itself. That's insane. I hear this. I ask her, hey, who told you? I find out it was you. I ask for an apology and you say I'm overthinking. You say I'm overreacting. Oh, okay. Taking her to daycare and picking her up after school. Cause I'm coming to get my kids. Cause I don't talk shit about you in front of my kids. I don't call you slurs in front of my kids. Clocked it. I think that segment was a little long, but we're gonna get into my next segment, latest obsessions, where I speak about what I'm obsessed with. The first song is Stepped On by K Tronada. Ooh, low-key, my music right now is a mix of like a little bit hype, but also a little sad, because again, God dumped. We ain't gonna get into it, girl. Stop, because I know every time I say that, y'all gonna be like, oh, what happened? Don't ask me shit, bitch. We just moving on, we doing good, and we loving life. Period. Okay, I ain't got no tears left to cry. The lyrics are, and I let you enjoy that quality I had. I'm getting stepped on a lot. You know it was that bad. And I let you enjoy that quality I had. I'm getting stepped on a lot. You know it was that bad. First of all, I got to shout out K Tronada because anything this man makes will make you boogie. Like, it just does not matter. This man could have a bucket and two sticks and you tapping your foot. It don't matter. He makes bomb music. So first of all, let me give Kate Trinata, his flowers. But this song just makes me feel like this one kind of gears me up. But not in a way where I'm like, oh, I'm so hyped, I can go to the gym. Well, this is in my gym playlist. This makes me feel sexy. There you go. It makes me feel sexy, but it's not like, ooh, it's a sexy song. Like, it just makes me feel like, I'm like, yeah, I am a bad bitch. And speaking of bad bitch, the next song is actually Hottie by Flo Milli. Flo Milli, Flo Milli, Flo Milli. Hottie by Flo Milli is my breakup song. And I know people are like, wait, but I thought breakup songs be sad. Nah, bro. The instrumental is kind of dreamy. Like, if you hear the notes, I don't know what it's called. Fuck. I wish I knew music more, because I'll tell you what I'm trying to say. But just the instrumental itself, it's kind of dreamy. And then you have her rapping on the beat. And of course, like, I forgot his name. But the guy that is featured on there, no disrespect to him though, no disrespect. But when you listen to that, it just makes me feel sexy. I feel like everything's gonna be okay. Especially in a time where I'm like, oh man, like, I'm sad, I'm blah, 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 all the breakup shit. But like, this song just shows me like, girl, you a baddie. You asleep on a bitch, you owe me an apology. That's my favorite lyric. We're about to read that right now, but this song is my breakup song because it's just been getting me through it. I listen to it at the gym. I wake up, I listen to it after I cry. And that's crazy. I'm sorry. I ain't into that. But like, this is the song that gets me going. The quote I have here says, I took him on an odyssey. You asleep on a bitch, you owe me an apology. And ain't nobody stopping me. Used to hate on the jit, now you claiming you proud of me. That part kind of ate too, because I remember when I first thought of creating this podcast, that's the thing about life. Like, you have a vision, you put it out there, and then because you're going so fast, you're going so much, you be forgetting to look back. And I've spoken to some people where last time we spoke, they knew me in a certain part of my life. And now I'm here with the podcast and they're like, oh my gosh, you did it. And I'm like, yeah, I did do it. Oh, you thought I wouldn't? You expected my page to never grow? Like, because I used to have a YouTube channel and it stayed at 300 subscribers. I probably won't tell y'all what that YouTube channel is. And even though it stayed at that point, I was still uploading. I was still like, really excited because I've always wanted to have a platform. Funny enough, I never thought I'd be a podcaster because I hate my fucking voice. And I also hate the way I look. So for me to sit in front of a camera, one, crazy, and then speak into a microphone, and then edit it, post it, and y'all eat it up. Ooh, girl. I said, will I actually succeed in this? And I did. And I'm doing it consistently. And slowly but surely, I'm upgrading the setup. I'm upgrading the equipment. Like, I just got this new mic. I got new lighting. If you guys hadn't noticed in the recent videos, the reason my recent videos look a lot more different is because of the lighting. Since I moved in, I was like, you know what? I need to buy better lighting because I have a certain way that I want this podcast to look. And it's slowly starting to, get to a point where I'm very happy. But yeah, I just wanted to cut in and speak about, how life is and how it goes on and things get better and everything will be okay. Even if like sometimes you feel like they're not. Right now, I'm in such a sensitive point where I'm like, yeah, things are going to be okay. And then maybe in like an hour or two, I'm like, but then I think again and I'm like, well, look at your life. Look at in front of you. You're breathing, you're healthy, you walking, got this new apartment, doing good in my career, not doing the best in terms of views. I will be speaking about that in my next video because my next video, you guys are going to like it. It's Gay Story Times from Straight Men Part 2. But I need to speak to you guys about the engagement because we going to have to cut that out. And I know YouTube is the one doing it. I'm going to speak on you, bitch. I might just record that video tonight just cause you pissed me off, ho. But yeah, so I just wanted to give y'all a little pep talk based off of like what I've been going through. And that is the last song, but let's speak about my shows. So for shows, I have here Common Side Effects. This just came out in 2025. I saw the first episode on YouTube and I was absolutely enamored. Like immediately I was like, whoa, this is super cute. First of all, I love a little animation style that's a little funky. I don't really enjoy that Disney animation style they got going on. It look a little weird to me. But when it's like Smiling Friends or it's Common Side Effects, I love that little funky looking animation style. It kind of feels better. I don't know. I don't want to say it. Ooh, not my nipple about to slip out. Y'all about to have a good show, girl. Don't come to the camera because you heard me say that. But I don't know, it just feels better. I'm gonna read the description, and it says, two former high school lab partners stumble on a mushroom that can heal almost anything. Apart from being the corporate interest of the DEA, Big Pharma, and international businessmen. Right, so I'm gonna just give you like a summary. So we have the main character, who I think is the main character, but I'm not sure is the main character. And she works at like this company for medicine or whatever the fuck. I forgot what it's called. Big Pharma, basically. And her friend from high school found a magic mushroom that can heal almost anything, like I just said in the description, right? So basically he starts getting chased by I don't know who it is. It's the police, it's whatever, it's the government, somebody chasing because they said, oh fuck no, bitch. Fuck no. You have cures to cancer, to death almost? Hell no. So they chasing him. And it's kind of messy because of that. I don't want to tell you too much so, I won't spoil it. But it looks really good. I forgot what it's playing on. I'm pretty sure it's on Adult Swim. Yeah, I won't be doing my little pirating this time because I do want to support the show. And I'm excited to see where it will go. But as y'all can see, I have Neko here, which I'm very surprised about. You see how she's just looking around? She's looking for a spot to jump because she will be leaving. Look at that. Go. Booty. You just put your butt all on me, bruh. Okay. Right. Because, what? Girl. Oh, girl. My lips. Listen, you want to look at me? Coco. Girl, this is a mess. Look at my cat, girl. You so funny. Okay. I guess I'm actually really shocked that she's over here doing this right now because she does not do this unless I'm like on the bed or I'm on the couch. She's like, okay, I'll come to you then. But now I guess she come to me. If you see me covered with cat hair, please understand that's why. Now let's get into my free flow segment where I speak on listener confessions, right? The first person says, thought-provoking, question mark. All right, so I don't get the gender fluid pronouns bullshit. See, I'm a bisexual female myself, so I consider myself part of the alphabet community. I said that, not her. But here's my stance. I think you can be a cis female / male or trans female / male. Anything beyond that, I think it's more of a gender dysphoria thing. Well, first, I mean, you probably just can't understand. Sometimes people don't understand things that don't pertain to them necessarily. And I want to say I understand that, but you're purposefully being dismissive towards someone identifying themselves because you don't think it makes sense. But in reality, it's not your choice. It's not your business. Again, it could be maybe someone you talk to or know is non-binary or gender fluid, and that's good for them. But they most likely will not want to have you in their circle because you don't respect how they identify themselves. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, this is why you should. No, girl, that's your business. You got your little fingers and you went and you typed what you sent me. Good for you. Happy for you. Do your own research on your own time. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and try and convince you why you should be respecting how people identify themselves. That's just, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I'm sorry. When I say ignorance is bliss, baby. Again, I'm not judging you. I don't want y'all to feel like I'm judging y'all. And y'all feel scared to send things, as you should. You should be sending things that are thought-provoking or even not favorable to the mass. But I don't have an answer for that. So I'm not going to answer that, if that makes sense. Listen, if you see cat hair on my face, ignore that. And also, sorry for the lighting change. I did start recording when the sun was setting, so that's why y'all saw such a lighting change. But this person says, okay, this is a confession. When I was maybe in 1st or 2nd grade, me and my best friend were joking after school about our future boyfriends. We're both female. And we both agreed that we would need practice kissing for our future partners. We ended up hiding in the reading corner to practice with each other. I kissed her. I didn't know what I was doing was French kissing because I put my tongue in her mouth and she bit me. Damn. We both laughed it off and went back to normal. We were used to joking about it later in older grades, but we're no longer friends because she moved away in grade 7. Fast forward to now. I'm bisexual and I think she is too, after briefly mentioning liking a girl when we were in grade 6. Sometimes I wonder if that was my bi awakening. By the way, I love your podcast and they make me happy every time I watch your videos. Thank you so much for watching my videos. That was definitely your gay ass just awakening, girl. Like, we've all heard the story. You know, let me practice kiss. Mommy, daddy playing house. And then y'all end up kissing. And you said, wait a minute. That was cute. And then a few years go by and you said, let me do it again. Like, I'm proud of you. Happy for you. Happy for you both. Y'all were curious and you found out that curiosity killed a cat, girl. But I ain't talking about an actual cat. Not my cat laying here. But I'm going to be ending this episode here because I got to go grocery shopping, girl. Do y'all think I should start? Well, yeah, I should start vlogging. Why not? I'm going to vlog this whole fucking week. Why not? You know what? Yeah. I was in like a little rut, but I'm going to be like, ooh, vlogging after a breakup. No, I'm not going to do that. It's crazy. Y'all don't need to know that. Y'all ain't my business like that. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, brush your hair, and wash that motherfucking derriere, girl. For real. Enough bed rotting, right? Been there, done that. Chronic offender, all right? But get up, girl. I had to get up and sit in front of this camera. So you can at least get up after the camera come off. Like, do me that solid. Do me that solid if you may.